Welcome to Victor News, live from Urbana, Maryland. I'm your host, Matt V and I am in 7th grade and go to Urbana Middle School.
And I'm your co-host, Jeremiah Victor. I'm in 6th grade and I also go to Urbana Middle School.
Today, we are here with a special guest, the one and only Pierre-Richard Victor.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Folks, we will be talking about Management 301 by Dr. Anderson.
Mr. Victor, how is online learning going so far?
You know, online learning, it has its challenges, but I have to say, it was fun. To start with, it started hard because, of course, that wasn't what I signed up for. I wanted to attend class in person, but COVID happens, and there was an obstacle put in the way, and I had to adjust. And so we dealt with the challenge. In the end, we are at the end right now while we're making this video. And so I'm glad to say that I overcome the obstacle of COVID that was put in my place.
Okay, what was one thing you liked and one thing that worked for you?
As I said before, it was a challenge. The one thing that worked for me is that I can't be sitting around making excuses. Although it was difficult, yes, I do have a family. Yes, I was helping some other family, and I was doing a lot. But what I found out is that there is nothing that, it doesn't matter if I'm doing a lot. It's a matter of planning. With good plan comes great result. So what I did at the beginning, my plan was to fail. Throughout the process, I adjusted to plan to win, succeed, and I ended up succeeding.
Okay, all right. Sir, what about Cengage MindTap? Did you like the videos in your course content?
I thought Cengage MindTap was very interesting. Number one, I love the fact that I could actually click a button and it would read the book of voice. I could just listen to it. Then I can visualize, I can understand even better. So I thought that was a great thing. I felt like Cengage MindTap was very easy to access, very easy to obtain information. And when it comes to take the test, the language that was used was very easy to understand. I could read the book and see exactly what is being referred. And the videos were pretty interesting. Throughout the book, as I'm reading it, I can actually click within the book itself and be able to watch the video. So having the interaction, I thought was a great idea. It was just sitting there reading a book in black and white, which is great if you're using it, if you're reading a novel. But to be able to read the school and be able to click, interact with it, it worked perfectly.
Okay. Well, I know you did a group project. What was 2 or 3 things you learned about your topic?
You know, with the group project, thank goodness we survived. What I've learned with COVID, it created some challenge. We had to be able to communicate with each other. What I find that it was hard. People had different schedules. We had to find a way to get things together to collaborate. I had never collaborated in Microsoft Office before, except with Skype doing some other stuff. But we created a Microsoft Word that we could each have access to and collaborate and write in the paper. It was because of that someone started writing and everybody else started adding their parts. And before we knew it, we had a whole paper that could be one person we all could look at, and then a final look at the paper, and it was done. So we overcame our challenges of communication. That was the problem. But once we got over that, everything worked out exactly as it was supposed to.
Now, let's move on to self-assessment. Think of the assessments you completed this semester. Tell me, what was the biggest thing you learned?
You know, 2 things I've learned is that I thought I was a very good listener. What I discovered is that perhaps I need to work on that. And I'm glad that I got to take the self-assessment because it actually showed me ways that things that what I'm doing, what I could do to improve it. So I thought that was a great thing. I could learn to improve my listening skill. And I felt like I wasn't very good at being assertive, at making decision of sticking with the decision, but through the self-assessment, I found out that actually that was one of my strengths. And it's great to know what the weaknesses are, because then I can use that to strengthen, make myself a whole better leader, manager, and hopefully a dad as well.
Okay. Last, is there anything else about your course that you think is important you want to share?
Yes, I think Dr. Anderson is unique, amazing. I want to let everybody who's out there listening, specifically student, is that when you think that this is the end, that it can no longer go on anymore, that is not true. Just because you're falling down a hole, sometimes all you need to do is reach out and cry for help. I was in my hole and I didn't know what to do. So I reached out and I cried for help. Dr. Anderson answered. She answered with a plan. And I did what needed to be done to get the plan accomplished, because I was very behind. I was falling behind in everything, and I kept going deeper and deeper and deeper. But once we put that plan in place, we were able to get things done. So the students out there, don't ever think that you are alone, even if there is a pandemic going on or whatever that it is. Don't ever feel that you are alone. Professors are there for a reason. They are there to assist. Use them. I was afraid to use mine, but once I came over that fear, it was amazing. I'm so glad that I reached out to her. She completely turned it around.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Victor.
Again, this is
Thank you,
Victor
Mr.
News live from Urbana, Maryland. Oh, and since this is the third time we met, we hope to see you next semester.
Oh, you will. Thank you. You gentlemen, I have to say, you are so great at the way you interview me. It's just great. You make me feel so special. I look forward to the next time we meet again. Thank you, Mr. Victor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
See where you work.
And again, I'm your co-host, Jeremiah Victor.
And I am your host, Matt V.